Return of the Mount Hua Sect. Chapter 251. I dug my own grave. You cannot. Didn't you say with your own mouth that you cut down the cold iron? Now you're saying that you cannot. It's cold. A dagger slices the air. It stabs at my heart, but my tongue is faster than the eye. Right. What do you mean then? Can you cut it or can you not? I can. Hyun-sang tilted his head and frowned. Speak more clearly. Why? At that moment, Hyun-yong screamed. Why are you crushing our child's spirit like that? When did I do such a thing? Just shut up and stay quiet. You're making him nervous. Hyun-yong clicked his tongue a couple times and then turned to Chongmyung. Seeing the process of how his irritated face brightened in an instant gave Chongmyung goosebumps. Right, Chongmyung. There is a reason, right? Right. Then let us start by hearing it. It seems like there's a halo shining behind Elder Hyun-yong. This must be what a true Taoist's... Halos are associated with Buddhism. Well, whatever. Chongmyung cleared his throat. Of course I can cut it down. Of course I can do it. That's how I made the pot after all. Right. However, I suffered a lot while making it, and my internal strength was greatly damaged after it. Hyun-yong's eyes widened. You mean you suffered internal damage? Well, I put too much of my ki to make the heavenly violet pill as well. Right. You have been overdoing it. Yes, it was that. Chongmyung sighed, but then Hyun-yong tilted his head. But if you damaged your internal ki, why didn't you eat the heavenly violet pill? You are smart. I haven't eaten it yet. Then eat it and recover. What is the problem? That... Chongmyung began to think. He had to say something to get out of this situation. I think I might be able to take a higher step by taking the pill, so I am trying to wait for the right moment. Oh, rising again. Oh my. Do not admire it. Such things don't exist. Chongmyung was sweating. No. Why did things have to turn like this? Oh my. I dug my own grave. Hyun-jong, who was listening to this conversation, cleaned up the situation. Then you need to nurture your body. Take the pill to recover from your wound. After that, you can cut it down. Yes, that's right, sect leader. Then, how many days do you think it will take for that to happen? Around a week or so? I see. Chongmyung grabbed his danjeon. I didn't say anything, but as the internal injury is quite severe. When Chongmyung made the expression that he was in pain, Hyun-yong bit his lip. You brat! You should have told us right away if you were suffering from an internal injury. We didn't even know about this, and we kept depending on you. Where is it? Does it hurt a lot? You shouldn't be taking this so seriously, though. But it wasn't just Hyun-yong. Hyun-jong and Hyun-sang were also looking at him with serious faces. Chongmyung. Yes, sect leader. Nothing is meaningful unless your own body is taken care of properly. Forget what I said and head back now. This can wait. If you have an internal wound and it prolongs for long, it will be painful for you. Go and clear it. Yes, sect leader. Seeing the serious atmosphere, Chongmyung smiled awkwardly. Am I fucked? What do I do? There he is. Jogul smiled as he watched Chongmyung rush to the boarding house. What kind of mess did he make this time? Just ask him. Jogul blocked the entrance and raised his hand at Chongmyung, who was running in. Chongmyung, what did the sect lead... Move! Chongmyung threw Jogul far away and ran into the boarding house. Yunjong slightly trembled as he saw it happening. What was that all about? He couldn't remember seeing Chongmyung in such a hurry for a long time. Yunjong didn't care that Jogul was blown away. He just felt anxious about Chongmyung's mood. And then, thud, 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 With thundering steps, Chongmyung came back out. Yoonjung, who saw it, started trembling. Chongmyung! Huh? What sins have you committed? Don't be like this. I'll go plead with you. It had to be that. If not, why would he come out this late at night carrying a large load of luggage as if he wanted to escape? Sayoung! Yes, tell me. I'll come back up in a few days. Where to? I'm going to take care of my body in Hwam village, so don't come looking for me. Don't come. Chongmyung, just think once again. Unless they are crazy, why would anyone come looking for you? Did you tell the sect leader? Yes. Okay. Have a safe trip. It is best if you don't come up. Think about it. Chongmyung, you can be happier outside Mount Hua. Then I'll be leaving. Yes. Chongmyung ran to the gate without another word, and Yoonjung just looked at him. This is great. The fact that Chongmyung would be gone for a few days indicated that spring was coming to Mount Hua. But if spring was coming here, it could only mean that it would be winter elsewhere. Yoonjung closed his eyes and expressed his condolences to those who would face that cold winter. The Eunha branch in Hwam village. Bang! Who is it? Was what he wanted to say proudly, but Hwang Jong-gi couldn't. Why is the young disciple here? The reason he understood the identity of the visitor was simple, because there was only one person who would come breaking down a door to enter his place. And that person was someone he used to call young disciple. But he knew that Chongmyung couldn't be called that. Isn't this Mount Hwa's divine dragon? Don't call me by strange names. Just Chongmyung is fine. And what is the reason for your visit? Hwang Jong-gi looked at Chongmyung. It had been just 2 years since he had met Chongmyung. But during these 2 years, Chongmyung had earned so many names. The best in the world, Mount Hwa's divine dragon, the sword genius in Mount Hwa. Chongmyung was called all sorts of names. Perhaps the only ones who hadn't realized the changed status of Chongmyung were the people of Mount Hwa. In Hwam, the influence of Mount Hwa was too great, and Chongmyung's name was more famous than Hyunjung, the sect leader. Even if it was a problem, the person hasn't changed despite the fame he had received. Normally, such titles were made to be close to the disposition of the individual in question. But when it came to Chongmyung, there was usually a very bad synergy. But why are you... Give me a room. A room? Yes. Chongmyung nodded his head. I have work to do and I cannot do it in Mount Hwa. Give me a room and don't let anyone approach me. That isn't difficult. Well, there was an order from his father to provide Chongmyung with anything he requested. But Hwang Jong-gi wasn't going to refuse the man even if such an order didn't exist. How many places in the world would refuse a room to Mount Hwa's divine dragon? Even the Shaolin sect would first give him the room and then prepare countermeasures. But if there was a problem, I want something oily and nutritious at the same time. 3 meals a day, alcohol of the best quality. If possible, add another bottle at night. No, make it 2. Calling this brat a Taoist is too much. Is that all you need? I'll handle the rest. Give me some food now. All right, I understand. I'll have it ready for you. And? Chongmyung smiled. I didn't bring any money since I rushed down too quick, so give me some money. That bastard is a Taoist. Chongmyung, who took the room, repeatedly said that no one was to approach his room before promptly locking the door. He then unpackaged his luggage, took out a blank paper, and began to write. I'd rather die. It was a terrible situation, but thinking back, it was a good chance too. If he could create a situation where the 24 plum blossom sword technique was found inside the sect leader's secret vault, no one will ever doubt it. After all, who in their right mind would break into a vault made of eternal cold iron, leave behind a secret manual, and then leave? No one would ever imagine something so insane. The problem is that it's here. Chongmyung groaned and looked at the book. I can't just casually throw them the manual. Even if Chongmyung could recognize the technique, He was the youngest disciple in Mount Hua. If he taught this technique himself, then everyone would doubt him. So, it would be better to make Eungam or Hyunsang understand it. Then, naturally, through them, everyone would be able to learn it. The problem was, this is driving me nuts. Would they really be able to understand it just by reading the manual? Could the 24 Plum Blossom Sword Technique, the essence of Mount Hua, the martial arts that represented Mount Hua, be understood just by reading about it in a book? Considering other sword sects like Wudang, they possess countless high-level sword techniques. Not only the Tai Ching sword technique, but also the Great Dual Intense sword technique, the Morning Sun sword, and many others. However, Mount Hua had survived with one alone. To put it nicely, Mount Hua was tenacious. To put it bluntly, they're a sect that only digs one well when it comes to martial arts, completely lacking in flexibility. Why? Because the 24 movement Plum Blossom technique was difficult. The 24 movement Plum Blossom technique was so tough to master that even if a disciple learned it from the moment they stepped into the sect, they would only reach the end by persevering through the training. It wasn't that there was no room for higher growth. Most of the people who started learning the 24 movement Plum Blossom sword technique were unable to reach a higher level, and Chongmyung wanted to pass this technique down. The manual won't do. Giving the current elders of Mount Hua a rough draft of the technique was the same as giving a blind man a silver coin and telling him to go to Hainan and return with some sweets on the way back. So what he had to make now wasn't a rough draft, but rather crystal clear instructions for the 24 movement Plum Blossom technique. One book for each move, a total of 24 books, and he had to make it as fast as possible. Chongmyung scratched his head. In his previous life, he wouldn't have held the ink brush at all. But now, he couldn't even remember just how many books he had already written after reincarnating. But I still need to do this. Everything has to be perfect. It has to be detailed enough that even Tang Sosa would go, this is what it means. Shh. Chongmyung began to grind the ink. Whatever I have to do, I will do it. His eyes blazed with flames. It wasn't just the 24 movement Plum Blossom sword technique. It was important to learn all the basics, so everything that he couldn't deliver before needed to be added in with this opportunity. If he missed this chance, he would never find another opportunity to hand over the martial arts information in his head naturally. Taking a short break, he opened the blank book and began to write in it. His eyes shone brightly as he was writing. Shh. Soon, only the sound of him breathing and the rustling of papers could be heard from the room.